this on BisonX, so it looks a little bit different. Before I roll out onto the hill, I know the camera's in a slightly different position. It's the best kind of seating position I can get for the camera at the moment. But before I roll out on the hill, I'm going to check my fuel. The fuel gauge in this machine does not work, so I'm just going to head over to the pumps real quick and make sure I got enough fuel for the night. I generally burn between 30 to 50 gallons a night in any machine. I have gone more than that, but that's also been on a night where I don't think the machine's been completely full. And it sucks running out of fuel when you're on the hill, so I'm just going to check my fuel, add a little bit, and then I'll be on the hill. But fortunately nothing too much has changed from what I'm doing tonight. Basically doing some more teaching areas again. Kind of my Sunday ritual, it looks like. Alright. Stop right here, grab some fuel, park and brake on. I'll be back. I am going to turn my music on though. Yeah. Okay. I'm back up and get comfy here. Got fuel. Thankfully it was pretty much full. I only added about a gallon, which is alright. Just happy to have fuel. My seatbelt on here. There we go. Oh. There's a twisted on that side too. So good. It's rather annoying. Come on. Yep. There we go. I never put these tails in good locations. It's kind of a pain in the butt, but anyway, here we go. My window's open too. I do enjoy driving with my windows open. Lets me listen to the machine a little bit more. Here we go though. Up on the hill. Here we go. Here we go. yeah, basically all the teaching areas I have to do today. I'd like to close those windows a little bit just so I don't have to yell at you. I just like having them open just so I don't frost over and I can actually see my mirrors still. But yeah, I got all the teaching areas to do again today. BisonX. This is basically 3-Knot's flagship machine. This is a tier 4 variant or stage 4 variant, however you like to describe that. They have newer ones. I have operated the new ones, and I will operate the new ones. I just hopefully in the future I'll have one assigned to me. But I've been jumping around between various different cats just because that's just the roll of the game at the moment, or whatever. Pick of the draw, roll the game, I don't know what I'm saying. I'm making weird sayings during the middle of the night here. For Novo here. Basically, the biggest thing with the Bison is it's a park cat, or park variant, meaning it's got the steam blade comes way the heck up here. And the tiller has a bit more flexibility to it as well. The tiller actually flexes a lot more.
Dylan, you got a copy? Good. When you guys are coming down to see Egra, someone was bear tracking around. They bear tracked from the Super Connect on the summer road to the bottom of Egra. So there's kind of that bottom edge of Egra, so we don't normally groom. There's some bear tracks.
The other thing I like about this machine is it actually has Dumbo ears on it, which if you can see the display here are these two green pieces off the side of my tiller. They're rubber flaps that come off the sides of the tiller, and I can actually keep myself a little bit cleaner on those sides. Piston boys can have them, although the tillers on piston boys were actually designed before Dumbo ears were a thing. So that's yeah, a little fun thing for you. Just gotta be mindful not to run them over or anything. Rudder bar is a little deep. Right over there. General practice that if you're kind of coming up to the pack or passing somebody, you try and stick to the corduroy or the established corduroy. So that's why I dove in here. Not the best spot to do that, but it was the spot I chose. It's like last week's stream, I'm starting down here with the teaching areas on this side. I have a little bit more light today, which is nice. Pretty clear and nice. I didn't think of my back wiper here. Yeah, this thing likes to check snow inspection. enjoy the Prenoth tiller, at least the PosiFlex tiller, the Park tiller. It's got, like I said, a lot more flexibility to it. It's not as rigid as well, the piston bully tillers and the other Prenoth tillers. Although I've never actually operated anything else besides a PosiFlex tiller on the Prenoth. That, it feels like it leaves a little bit more of a uniform pass as well, at least it can. The piston bullies, if you dig too deep, because you have to sometimes, you can leave what looks like a little ridge in the middle of your pass, just a little like raised area. And it's actually where...
Oh, you'll be the first pass on the south side of the blue fence.
It's actually where the bearings on the tiller are. That was kind of loud, sorry about that. The radio's right here. Right now. But it doesn't happen as much in these machines. This one is leaving a bit of a line just because there's a loose screw, loose bolt on it. But
I don't know if that's a human or a snowcat, but looks like one of the poles on that blue fence is a bit crooked. At the base of it, I think you probably took it out. I've seen it on tricks, I've seen it at the base. I've seen it crap at the base of 8 by the learning zones there at the end of the day, at around 3:15-ish.
Alright, we'll start with this one. I'm not near you. The other thing with this machine.
What's your dealer depth set out of that thing?
If that was for me, Dylan, it's 75.
Copy that. Your snow chamber closed quite a bit. Well, you got that line right in the middle of your pass.
I think there's a loose screw or nut in the finisher flaps. I'll step out and take a look, but I noticed that a couple of days ago, and I think that was the issue, but I noticed that. I'll take a look. I think it's a loose screw.
Copy that. Yeah, I mean, it's dead center of your pass, so that's why I was asking. Seems kind of odd for a finisher to do that right in the middle like that, but if it is all jacked up, it would.
Yeah, copy that. I think mechanics or somebody had to put some aftermarket screws in to hold something in place, but I'll take a look, step up.
Copy that. Right there in that center too where those bearings are, make sure there's not like a big hunk of ice built up on it that's dragging.
Screws. Yeah, Dylan, there's a section of 4 screws that are screwed through the cones, holding the cones up into the finishers right in the center of my tiller. I think that's what's digging in.
Copy that. No, I'll make sure that one's clean. Copy that.
Okay. Oh, what are you beeping at? Oh, the mirror heater, dang it. This thing has electrical gremlins too. easiest thing to have those things dig in, but see if we can ride it up and see if the mechanics can do anything about it. But other than that, it's even a decent pass. Thermometer's working. It's saying it's 47 degrees right now. Feels colder than that. Really? Safe, but it is annoying. Kind of irks my OCD a little bit. The mirror's off too.
When you get past the shop, can you send like Nova or somebody to grab one more flare? I had two, but one of them isn't working and there's only 3 batteries in the cat. Copy. Thank you. Clayton, try to grab another flare off the 25, or do I need to go inside? You can just grab one at 25. Can I do that? Thank you.
It's got electrical issues. It's still workable. I just have to micromanage it so a little bit more than I do have to hit a piston bullet. Yeah, one more pass. Carpet crew did some handwork today. That's always nice. I can do that. Try to turn the heat up here a little bit. a little back up to get a little closer to the carpet over here. And let's run a cleanup lap after that. Good news is it is tilling out alright. Fun thing about this machine is I'm actually sitting in the middle of the machine. You guys are a little bit further on my right side than you'd be in the piston pulley. So I don't know if you can see the left side of the machine as much as I can. Or at all, really. But, I don't know, what you guys think? Do you like to see what's going on the screens? I know it doesn't really make sense. I haven't explained a lot of it, but it's kind of fun to see what's going on in the machine. Or with the machine, or what this is telling me anyway. We'll run one more lap around here. Thing I really do like about having Dumbo Airs is I can turn a little bit harder, but I do have to watch my turn still because the Dumbo Air is just a piece of rubber. There's no cutter bar in there. The cutter bar is what really processes the snow and gets it ready to lay out, so I gotta be careful with that. But, you know, you get soft enough snow and then the Dumbo Airs do pretty well. Problem is just getting to the point where snow is soft enough for them to do well. And oh, come on. Lock and unlock is here on the screen. You can see this is basically the my tiller, headline of my tiller. The two arrows that are pointed in on each other basically mean the tiller is centered behind the machine. If there are just two arrows and no squiggly line in there, that means the tiller is locked out. Or if there's no squiggly line on there, it means the tiller is locked. If there's a squiggly line, that means the tiller basically is acting like a trailer behind me, and I'll just free float around. But yeah, the one thing I find in pre-knots is you have to micromanage the tiller a little bit more than you do in a piston bully. Piston bully, especially on this mount, you can leave the tiller in float, so kind of in that trailer mode, pretty much all shift. Well, there's only a few spots where you might have to lock it out. But in the pre-knots, you have to lock it out a lot more than you think you do. Get this road right here. We'll drop. almost done with this car, but we'll let the pack pass this and then we'll keep going. The machine that's passing right in front of us here is a Tier 5, Series 5, Class 5, however you want to describe it, BisonX, so it's basically the newer model of this machine. Biggest things are, it's basically the classification has to do with the engine, what's going on in the engine. So emissions, turbo, stuff like that. And then that one, it's a little bit more responsive just because it's a newer model machine, like the one that's crawling up right next to us here. So the hydraulics are a little bit quicker in it. And it's actually electric to hydraulic instead of hydraulic to hydraulic here. So I actually have hydraulic hoses coming into the cab of this one. So hopefully they don't burst because the hydraulic is hot and it's running under a lot of pressure. So having that dump in my lap would not be fun. Never had that happen to me and I don't want to. The newer machines coming out nowadays are all electric to hydraulic drive, meaning the joystick sends electrical signals to the hydraulic pumps and whatnot, and the valves to operate the machine to do what it needs to do. Whereas this one is connected to straight to hydraulic stuff. A little bit safer in the newer machines, so you don't have hydro dumped in your lap, and a little bit more responsive. But if you know those perks, you can work around them. Any machine will work really. I've actually operated,
You just killed us right where it's at.
We'll continue to operate an older model BisonX. I think it was the first gen BisonX, and those things are fun machines. They're rattle traps. There's really not much in the suspension on those things, but I'd rather take those off trail than this machine. Even I have taken this machine off trail, and it's not terribly fun. What I mean by that is taking it into natural snow and pack out areas where it's not where we haven't had a lot of pressure and it's still a lot of man-made, or not man-made, natural snow. But yeah, found a lot of rocks, boulders, and random stuff under the snowpack that way. I have tubbed out on boulder before. It's not a good feeling. I gotta go that way anyway to get to the other teaching areas on this side of the mountain. That one is done. The pack guys did a good majority of this one, so I don't have a lot to do, but gotta come over here and finish it out anyway. Unload here, or load here in a bit. Go over here. So it is unlocked. I always think I have more flexibility in my tiller than I do. Get that off the ground. Drop and climb. Oh, they put new pieces of boo down here. That's nice.
Frank, you make your way back to my left.
Having to micromanage the tiller as much, that much really. It kind of feels like I'm driving a manual transmission vehicle. It feels like I'm a little bit more part of the machine than just driving around in a machine that automatically does everything else for you. So I don't really mind micromanaging the tiller as much.
Oh, well, you can just head up straight towards 4 o'clock. You don't need to go towards the top of ribs. Copy that. We'll be all good here on Tricky.
Alright. See if I can get close here.
Copy that. Just make sure you stop by the shop and grab plate and another beacon. Sounds good. Attention all man radios, which got operations on the pitch of sundown. Please stay clear. Copy.
At some point in time this season, I think I am going to be getting in the winch, but we'll see.
Frankie, go ahead and jump on my right. Back on 7.
That's better. I like that better. Alright, nice thing about sitting in the middle of the machine is I can actually see where my track is on either side of the machine, so I can, or I have a little bit more confidence getting closer to things, especially on the right side of the machine. Because in the piston bowl, you operate it off of the left, like you'd be driving an automobile, at least in the States here. So you don't have the best visibility of your right track. But in the pre-NOS, you sit in the middle and you have decent visibility on either side, so you can kind of get lined up for things a little bit better. Turn on the back up here, just grab those tracks, and then we'll go do it. At least in the Bison, anyway. I know they have a smaller model, the Husky. I don't know if you sit in the middle of the Husky or if you sit off to one side. I've seen Huskies in the wild, with snowcats and the dogs, but I don't know what the operator is seeing in the Husky. Could very well be sitting in the middle of the machine. We just don't have anything. We really don't have that many small cats at this mount. We have one Piston Bully 100, which is it's a post 2011 100, but it's a really clanky one. Clanky in the aspect of you really can't blade and till at the same time. That's how clanky it is. It makes me laugh. I don't operate that machine at all. There's other operators that will run that one. We use that to do our kind of kids trails that end up going through trees a lot. I have a few of those. Turn here. There we go. my Monday, which is a Friday. But, yeah. Oh, by the way, Happy New Year, everybody. It is the 4th of January currently.
Stepping out.
And this load area off. Backups here.
Frankie, don't let that uphill wings dig in, but keep trying to move some of the snow over. Copy that.
Watch out for things here. Where's my back window wiper going nuts? I mean, I know I have it on just because this machine loves kicking snow at itself.
Okay, if you only take a half pass, try to move it over, go slow. You shouldn't burn out. You should be able to move it blade until your whole way up.
The other thing I like about this machine is I feel like I've got better visibility and better depth of field when I'm backing up. Or maybe I'm just used to backing up more in this machine than I am in the piston bullies anymore. Piston bullies, you look at the rear view mirror and it feels like the tiller's way back behind you, where this one it feels a little bit closer. I don't know how to explain that too much. That's not the button I want. There you go. I always have a habit of clicking the wrong button from time to time. The layout of the Tier 4 or the Tier 3s, 4s are very similar, but then you jump into the Tier 5, Class 5, Series 5, whatever, take a pick, who knows. I call them Tier 4, Tier 5s, Tier 4s, but Tier 3s and Tier 4s, the joystick is basically identical. The Tier 5, the joystick is completely different. And the button layouts, I mean, there's a few similar things on the joystick, but the majority of the buttons are completely different. So,
As you get towards the top of this next pitch, like halfway up, and start carrying some snow with you, you're going to see it start getting thin and dirtier in your path.
just for an example, to lock and straighten the tiller in this machine, I actually use my trigger finger on the back of the joystick. There's a button back there, and it's kind of rather satisfying to do a double tap back there for you lock it straight. In the Tier 5s, it's actually a button on the front of the joystick, so you hit it with your thumb. It's the same thing, you still double tap it, and then one tap to go into float. But this one, for some odd reason, it's just such a fun joy to double tap the tiller and lock, or double pull on your trigger finger to lock and straighten your tiller. I don't know, it's one of my little joys with this machine.
We both of those transmissions, Dylan, and I think I did really good. I didn't burn out. You can leave this turnaround right here. We'll be back up here one more time. You can be on my right drop, and we're just going to double pass. Obo, are you back in your cat? Yeah, I'm leaving the shop right now. Copy that. You can wait for us to come back up Crosscut by these bear tracks above the shop right here, but will you pick these up coming over towards Crosscut? Yeah, copy. We're at the bear tracks. They just cut that corner tight here. Copy that.
There we go. next one and the last one anyway. And then we gotta go across the mountain to the other teaching areas. Where there's a lot more of them. If y'all don't mind, I am going to chew some gum. It's kind of what keeps me awake out here anymore. Just regular full mint orbit gum. Yeah. I have a Cliff Bar too. Well, by the way, yeah, these machines, if you tell them to go forward, they're not stopping. So, you know, look, Ma, no hands. It's getting warm here, though. Holy crap. I forgot how much of a sweatbox this machine is. They did fix that, because it used to be one of the coldest cats I was in for the year, or this year. They did fix the heat, thankfully, so went from a cold cat to a sweatbox, like they said. There we go. Open the sunroof a little bit, get some airflow in here. Another reason I like having my windows open, a little bit more airflow through the machine. Maybe just spent too many summers. Well, I've spent a lot of summers basically just living outside, because that's what I do in the summer. If y'all haven't watched any of my other videos online, I'm a raft guide. But yeah, spend a lot of time camping outdoors. Alright, plastic carpets on this side of the mountain, and then we're headed to the other one. These ones are fun.
Kill this snow on your path. Copy that.
Yeah, the snow's pretty hard. Alright, I'm gonna back up, get better lined up for that load area. I do like doing these side passes across the load area just because it helps. I feel like it helps kind of chop up the ice that can accumulate there, and I have better visibility to it too. I've seen other operators back up to those loads and then drive away. I just don't feel like it gives the tiller enough time to process the snow when you do it that way. So doing these kind of side swipes on them, I feel like gives the tiller more chance to process it, and it looks a little bit. Might not look as uniform, but I feel like it works better. Alright, there we go. I got it tight on that one. On that one, but it's okay. I like that. If you guys didn't know, I kind of do like doing the teaching areas, so they can get pretty dull. I mean, this job is basically doing the same thing night after night after night. So, if you want a definition of insanity, snowcat operating to a point. But yeah, I like doing kind of like doing the teaching areas, just because I feel like it's kind of giving the newer skiers and snowboarders an opportunity to actually get into the sport.
Yeah, my left side dropping, Frankie. Snow, make sure that's clean, please.
Because skiing and snowboarding can be a tough sport to learn, especially snowboarding. I'm a skier primarily, but I have tried snowboarding. I'll tell you right now, I've taken harder hits snowboarding than I have skiing, so snowboarding is definitely a hard sport to learn. got a hard learning curve to it, but I don't really care what you do if you're out here about doing these things, as long as you're having a good time on the hill and you're not disrupting other people. And I don't honestly care what you do. I know there's a big fight between skiers and snowboarders. To me, it's, you know, you're having fun on the slope, and that's what counts. So I don't really care. I do care about having a spot for people to learn to get into the sport. So there's that. Rattle around. This guy is definitely a little bit more rattly than a piston bully. Different suspension, a little bit lighter in ways, so you get a little bit more. It feels like can be a little bit more loosey goosey. But they're all good cats. Learn how to run them, you learn their quirks, and they are very workable machines. Any snowcat is. Maybe one day I'll do a stream when I'm using a Tier 3 piston or Tier 3 pre-knobs, one of the older pre-knobs. They're fun. Those things are rattle traps, but I absolutely love it for some odd reason. Just got so much character to it. Alright. Let me do these, and then we can do the wide swipes. Might not look like it, but we did get some snow a few days back. We got 3 inches. We are expecting more in the forecast, but yeah, we don't have a lot right now. I think our densest snow is actually in the teaching areas, just because you have to build the snowpack up to the top of the carpets. And those carpets sit probably 3 feet off of the actual dirt. So there is a lot of snow in here, but I don't think too much. You want to keep it nice, kind of maintain areas so people can, you know, learn to ski and snowboard. Alright, now we're going through heat stroke with that. I was hot, now I'm cold.
Clayton, you want Nova to meet you at the bottom of the pitch or up by the stick? Nova, if you want to climb Columbia, you'll find my sign at the top where it arrows up, and you should be out of the way of the cable. But let me know when you're getting close. I can pull up through the stick just to be careful. Yeah, copy that. Probably just gonna send him over that way and room it the other way, let you have some time. And if you're still hooked up when we get there, then we'll deal with that. Copy that. Might take you a little bit. I'm pretty full now. Yeah, I believe it. Nova, I want you to follow us down C egress down here at the bottom of the pitch. You could do a turn around and then pick up these bear tracks in the natural, please. Copy that.
Alright, that back wiper's turning that on. That off. I guess I'm not moving that fast. See? Constantly press but button so I can rectify that.
After your turnaround, I'll be back there shortly. We'll make sure we got this section all filled out before I move on.
Can't do that. I'm just testing the base of feature right now.
10-4.
Alright. One more little back up, and I'm there. Do up here is I'm going to grab the unloads real quick, just because I know I'm going to make a little bit more of a mess, and I'll clean them up. I've been doing some long laps here. Back up all the way up here.
I'm gonna double pass my pass in front of the stairs there, Frankie.
Copy that.
You hear that Taylor just chewing that ice up. Oh, come on, unlock. A little bit of a mess there, but I'll get it cleaned up. Sometimes you gotta make a mess before it's cleaned up. Man, I'm getting close to these things. Don't really like doing it. This way. Where the tiller lock is just not really wanting to cooperate, so I basically had to tiller steer the entire of the night. And I can move the tiller side to side manually, like I can in a piston bully. So just imagine doing that all night long. No matter what turn you're in, you're having to kick your tiller into the turn or away from the turn. That was
one of those bear tracks, then you can be on my right.
It was entertaining, put it that way. Kept me awake, that's for sure. Another thing about this machine that you might have noticed, there's every so often there's a little coffee icon that'll pop up on the screen. It'll start beeping at me. It basically is part of the computer program to kind of read and learn what the operator's doing. This machine's been around for quite a bit, so I don't know the timing on that thing, but if you haven't moved any component on the machine for maybe 30 seconds to a minute, it'll start beeping at you just to say, hey, wake up, make sure you're moving. If there still is no response after that, the machine will automatically kill its own throttle, just so you don't end up running into a lift tower, or you might still end up running into a lift tower. I hope I never am in that situation, but at least it'll kill the throttle and the machine won't still be trying to push the tower over or whatever. That's just one example. I mean, they hit trees, you can do all sorts of stuff, but it's kind of a nifty little thing that Prinoth puts in, is to try and keep their operators awake a little bit more, because, you know, working 8 hours at night, it can get pretty tiring.
Frankie, clean up half of that, please, and then make sure we leave it clean coming down the pitch. Copy that.
Alright. That's that done. Come back up to this bathroom here for a second, and then I'll do my long passes. Oh, my toes locked up, that's why. I want to reset my chair here too. I feel like I'm sitting forward a little too much. There we go. I'm one of those guys that likes to have a little bit more of a decline to my backrest. Sitting back a little bit more. I don't like sitting like full straight posture. But then again, you know, people might just tell me I have bad posture.
Cleaned up half and we kept it clean. Copy that. Once you get past that tower, you can be back on my right, Frankie.
See more backups here, then we go to that little area.
Copy. They're gonna do a quick backup. To copy that, you get that little ridge left above it.
I have to do 4. I'm a little off my mark here. Whoa. Let's put that on the concrete. Let's not do that. Yeah, a little off my mark. It's alright.
And then stay below the causeway. Copy that.
Maybe. Might be able to do what I want to do here. Yeah, we'll be good. This last one, and this spot's good.
Frankie, you're gonna notice when you come in front of the stairs there, don't let your left side dig in, but try to match that grade.
You can see that hump that's out in front for everyone kind of coming down here and stopping. I'm going to try to keep that flat coming out from the stairs.
Alright. The reason I'm coming all the way up here to do my turnaround is because this is a maze area for this lift right here.
Your uphill side digs in a little bit.
I just want to help kind of flatten it out a little more.
Flat and it's higher on that uphill side, so if it digs in and leaves a little cut, that's fine because we'll clean it up on our way back through. Yeah, my right side climbing. Novo, you can just wait at 5 points on my way there.
Copy that. I'm just climbing up little meter right now.
There it is. Yeah, there's the gremlin. That's fine. much I can really do about that. I live in the mountains. So, yeah.
Thanks, Nova. If you just go back down the way you came, you should be far clear of the cable. Copy that.
It's still temperamental about when it wants to lock and unlock. That's cool. Yeah, come on. Unlock, please. There you go. About the Freenos is if you ever manually steer your tiller to one side or the other, it actually locks out to that side, so you have to unlock it or steer it back. So that's one reason I really like to have my floating lock function. But I can tiller steer too, so it's fine. Walkway thing. road for the snowmobiles, both to keep them out of the general flow of the public, and it's a little easier slope for them to descend and climb. Come on, Philip. Just because a lot of the snowmobilers out here basically just snowmobile, at least as far as I know, just snowmobile within the resort or ski area. And so they don't have a lot of like mountain snowmobile experience, so some of this stuff can be a little spooky. So this is just an easier travel route for them.
Back in the bowling alley, be on my left.
Pretty dirty when I turn. Alright, we're gonna go backwards here. There's a lift access back here. There's no way of turning around down here. So you have to back into it. Back up. Almost there. Like I said, long back up. Cat wide right there. I feel like I'm about to fall off. I had the majority of my left side track still. Alright, here we are. Back up to the shack a little bit.
How'd we do there in that section of Upper Silverthorne there, Nobo?
We got all the bear tracks and everything. We're about a half off of that rope line.
Copy that. As long as we got the bear tracks, we'll call it good. We can all drive back to the trash chute one more time here.
Copy.
Yeah, it's getting dirty down here still. Look at those rocks hanging in my tiller right now. That's a hard area to maintain because you can push snow down into it, but you can't really turn around down in here. You have to basically pull forward and back in. Or back in and pull forward, whatever you're doing really.
Right here, tiller's kicked over.
A little bit heavier. Beautiful.
Thank you, Nova. Had a little out of it today. Didn't get much rest last night.
Alright, we're gonna do a little back up here.
It's all good. I'm in the same boat.
He had too many IPAs, that's all.
I only had one yesterday. Then I had a couple other different kinds of beer.
One's enough. 10% will do you.
It was a 6.5% New England style hazy by Angry James. Pretty good. It's called Powder Snorkel.
They do actually make some pretty good beer. BJ and I used to go in there a lot and get our growlers filled and get beer from him. And we've actually seen him open and get time. He's really into hunting.
Okay, we're going this way.
Plays hockey too. He's pretty angry on the ice. You can see that he's like a fiery red. Oh yeah, you get that fired up real quick. It's not hard.
Oh, some mosquito right there. That's funny.
Yeah, Nova, I had a phase where I was like super into and growlers and howlers and always getting them filled and stuff like that.
to make it past you. Moving it over again.
tiller on it here in a little bit. I'm just trying to soften this area up so I can till it out. So if I just drive in there and drop my tiller on it, it's not going to come out looking too good.
Frankie, I have to go. Do back to Bride. Do my and then you'll be able to head it uphill.
do a backup just like that too.
To copy that, we all are.
Copy.
Rope on the ground back there. I don't want to run over. Back because I'll be on dirt. Hillary's don't do too good with dirt.
Where you at?
Coming up to the patrol chute.
Copy that.
Okay, Dylan, just a heads up. Over section. One the section, that lower section, I didn't do so hot. Low spot from like the heel of my blade on that right side, kind of. Yeah, and just be there.
Copy that. Keep an eye out.
One more little back up here, and then this will be cleaned up. Pack guys will be back down here. They're basically tilling out the rest of the mountain while I'm working on this stuff. It's kind of how our shift works out. Do a lot of pack grooming on this shift. It is nice in a way though, especially when you have new operators. That's the one thing I do enjoy about this mountain is they're not afraid to get people who have never had any cat experience into snow cats, and
You can be on my left dropping. Novo, take care of the top of the berth, please.
and basically let them start a career as a cat operator if they want to. But definitely a little harder to get around the mountain in the dark, especially when we're trying to, get good corduroy on the ground and maintain all of our trails. So, pack grooming is pack grooming, pack tilling. It's a nice way of kind of getting around the mountain with somebody who knows the way around, followed by people who are still working on the way around, giving tips and tricks and helping newer operators kind of improve their corduroy or their blade work or whatever, what have you. All right, into this carpet. Reset here. Drink.
You can close your wings. Don't push snow towards that side. Come around this side and leave that snow in between the sign and that tree.
Copy, mission accomplished.
stuff is to hopefully get them to expand this fence outward a little bit, just so you have a little bit more room down here, but I don't think they got the hint. Oh, the window's already up. Yeah. Going through a hot heat swing again. Alright, one more little backup on this side.
If you get any snow through here, you just run it over. Try not to blade. We're trying to keep this snow and the bonanza shooting.
Toasty, man. Jeez, jeez. Turn that down a little bit. There. The last pass on this side. Pressure on that guy.
Copy that. We dropped bananas. I'm going to climb cashier.
Okay, after that, following your passes.
Grab the unload and then the next switch. Going on this side.
I'm just gonna get this little bit of clean up on this low side.
Copy that, and that's at the edge of the trail right there, like that's the edge of the man-made, or, yeah, man-made.
Yeah, yes it is.
The ridge on my clean side, I'm just backing up really quick to get it.
Copy it.
Got about another hour to go yet. Make it for 3 hours. Almost done on this carpet.
Don't push that over, just try to flatten it out. Don't dig in on that right side.
Good catch. All good.
Don't flatten our windrow, just stay on the groove coming down here.
It's kind of backwards.
That guy's head coming up. Should have, before C transfer, you should have been killing it. You can see, because it's the natural. We're just trying to bring the snow back in. You see that stuff poking through your guys' passes? because you gotta start letting it out. Those troughs don't form in the middle of the trail, really. They're usually a couple cats off the trees and where people consistently turn.
Copy that, Dylan. Be more strategic where we let snow out and rip edges.
Yeah, it's all good. We're all learning, but just try to pay attention where you're pushing snow over, where you should be letting it out below you in the trough. That's part of looking ahead of you as well.
Alright, so it's done.
Copy that. And I was trying to do that on cashier. Sometimes it got a little confusing for me personally because it was such a wide run. And it's like, okay, are we trying to get it all the way across? Is he just trying to get up to like the middle of the run? You know, things like that. I wasn't sure, and just kind of, yeah, really paying attention to.
Yeah, copy that. Really. You're not doing bad. You get better at it. Certain areas, yes, you do want to move it all the way across. Certain areas, you don't.
Take half of it out too, make it a little smaller.
Yeah, copy that. You'll be on the left side climbing, Frankie.
That'll be left side.
That actually turned out to be a pretty good pass. I like that. Get the rest of the backups in this little area. And next. We'll move on.
But when you get on the cashier, you can just double pass. Don't smush my windrow coming downhill.
Copy that. I'm just turning on to be cut off.
The reason I'm moving so slow, and there's actually a speedometer right here on the Cat 2. Moving about a mile an hour right now because I'm just trying to let my tiller chew this up because I didn't get in here and use my blade to soften it. And so I'm just trying to give my tiller a chance to really spin and process it and try and break through some of the crust and soften the snow up and leave good corduroy in there. A little OCD, but I like to...
Frankie, on this part of Lower American, just watch that uphill wing, but you can move this windrow over one more cat.
I like to leave really good corduroy down here in the base area because it's kind of like the first thing people see when they get to a ski area is they experience the base area and the restaurants first, or the base area first for the most part, and then they'll get up on the hill. But they see that cord in the base area first more than anything. So.
gearboxy transfer just be killing this though.
Yeah, I missed a little bit. What in the world? There it goes. There's a little lump right here. Kind of an odd thing. I'm gonna push that forward to break it up. I hope it'll pop a nice chunk here. Come on. Okay, good. Reason I
Don't
did that.
dig it. Put that up hillside, you'll find dirt.
The reason I did that is because these loads are kind of supposed to be towards the carpet. Having a little lump right there kind of doesn't help people load onto the carpet itself. So that's why I did that. Till this side out, we'll working our way around. I like this blade because I can get it up and over the fences. You know?
Copy that. No Joe Dirt over here.
When you hit our groom passage, you'll be on my right. But you say I didn't copy it.
Joe Dirt on that last section that you warned me about. And every time we come up to a new windrow, I'm looking at the trail ahead of it thinking, okay, does he want to pass it all the way? Is he trying to fill this in? I'm really trying to use that trail eye.
I copy that. This can keep moving here all the way, basically. Just don't want to. So now, like, we have such a good amount of snow that we're moving, you really don't need to cut very much. Like, you shouldn't be really cutting. You should just be matching my grades with your left wing and just, like, trying to keep moving the snow over that we've gotten off that low edge.
See that?
Back up on this side, and I'm not going to the wrong fence. What I wanted to do.
So you're going to be able to kill most of this right here in your path because we're trying to get it here and it gets real thin. I can see ice and dirt. It's like you're going to sort of bring it and try to fill this corner, and where everyone hugs it tight here by the trees, it comes to dirt.
Copy, I can see it.
Top of the carpet, and then we'll do this other side. nicely. I like that.
Start carrying it. Quit pushing it. Start carrying it. There you go.
Get this side of the carpet done now. We're gonna move a sign here in a second. Again. That's the button I wanted. There we go. See? I have a habit of pressing wrong buttons from time to time. For as much as I would really love to double click on my trigger finger and just for my tiller to drop, yeah, that's not how this works. Anyway.
I had to do a couple backups, but I also grabbed that stuff, like you said, and I think we achieved the goal you were looking for in that section.
Copy. What did you have to back up for? Probably gonna drop it or climb it one more time.
I just didn't want to leave anything, and the second time I backed up underneath that chair, I let the snow out a little too early and wanted to bring it more up and feather it out prettier. It left a little hematoma and wanted to make it pretty.
Copy.
On this next, or the fence sign on this next one, so I get
We'll take a 5 up here, step out if you need.
Wait, that thing's doing.
Step.
Move that fence right now. Keep calling it a fence, it's a sign. I just don't want to roll to my tiller. Stepping up. That's better.
Back in.
Back in. Okay. Switch. Go.
on my left side.
Copy that.
Send me that electrical box. I don't.
So right where I just came out of, that's the six-pack chutes. That's where you wanted me to go through last night, correct?
No, sorry. We're gonna go by them again and sort it out. So like when we came down that pitch, to your left right there, where you can come through the trees, through those trees is called the six-pack chutes. We just came down the patrol chute.
Copy that. In my head, I had him backwards.
Yeah, that's alright. So did Novo. Apparently it was called the zigzag chute.
Yeah, he's rolling up in that chute. I just need one other person to start calling it the zigzag chute, and it's official, so who's with me?
I haven't even heard you call it that, so I don't know where you're getting it.
No, but we could call the zigzag chutes the chutes where we have to zigzag through the trees at the top of Pioneer there. I'll get on board and call that the zigzag chutes, and we'll start rolling doobies on that run. Dylan, I don't say it too often, but that's just like in my head how I know it. Is the six-pack chutes is like coming from each air patrol hut, like right off the road there coming down, and then zigzag chutes in the middle, and then you got the patrol chute. To me, that just is logical. I don't know.
Where are the six-pack chutes? Whenever we say six-pack chutes, where do you think we're talking?
Like the north side of it, like if you were to come down before you make that skier's right turn into what you know as the six-pack chute. I know everything up and north of that is the six-pack chute.
Copy that. No, we'll go above these trail signs when you get down here, and then you can cross over and be on my right.
Copy that. And I could use some feedback on that, Dylan. That's always been a tough decision making sometimes. It's like right there, I felt that the right thing to do was to take that right side, because if I took the left side, I would have left a bigger kind of like eyelet and less and more ungroomed. So I'm just curious about some feedback I'm just looking to get some coaching on that.
Up to that. I know there's radio chatter going on, but I did turn her blinker on. Still on. And we still have to group more, so we're going to have to come back up there with Columbia, and we're going to have it all filled out. We're probably going to make a loop around, and we'll get it. No, don't go there now. That was just part of my example. Stay on the end group. You were doing good now. But at the trail sign, I wanted you to go to the left around the trail sign and then come down. And you would have crossed over to my right. When you hit the group,
Copy that. In this scenario, I'm back talking, and I'm sorry ahead of time, but your lights are so bright, I can barely see that blinker, man. So, sorry, dude. I normally can see blinkers, no problem, and I had to look so hard to see that blinker.
fine. You gotta ask me to turn my lights on, I will.
After the tie thing, I'm terrified to speak up about lights. I don't even think that I'm like trying to be a kid or something on someone's lights.
Tyler.
What's walking on you, Dylan? Say that again.
Said I'm not gonna complain with you asking me about my lights unless I need them for some reason or I'm using them, but I said my name's not Tyler.
Copy that.
Talking on the radio right now. Why did I leave the sled right there? It's kind of annoying. Especially when I'm looking around. Tracks. Just do it this way. Try to do it this way. About 20 more minutes yet. My phone will last that long. Hopefully it will. There we go. this unload right here. Let's smooth that out for him a little bit. Not terribly. I see that's good. Definitely hard to get off of a carpet though if you have to get off and then immediately track uphill a little bit. Even just like a slight amount, especially for folks who are not used to doing that. It didn't overheat? You're still hearing me? If you're still with me, I'm gonna have to cut the stream short because I'm having some technical difficulties here. So thanks for watching if you're still here, and catch you next